Hello everybody, this is Tazitis, and welcome back. And as you can see, the set-out's a little different than it usually is. Now, I told you guys I was going to be recording some DIYs and stuff and everything else, and I was going to be recording some in-hand, or I should say in-person, in-hand kind of stuff and everything. So I was doing this DIY for my mom, my sister, and everything. It was supposed to be a surprise for them for Easter, because Easter's a little hard this time, because we're really, sorry, I didn't mean to burp, sorry. Excuse me, I'm very much a lady. Sorry. So I was doing this DIY for my mom, my sister, and everything, and as you can see, it's a butterfly wing. Now, I did not record this part and everything because I was going to do this off to the side for my sister and my mom and everything, but then I was assembling it, I thought it would be really good if I could try to, like, set up something and everything to show you guys how I assemble this. But anyway, let me get into the stuff and all, and let me also show you guys, for my sister, Jennifer, I'm going to do the blue one, and for my mom, I'm going to do, like, this monarch kind of stuff. So what I did is I went online, and I printed out a picture of, a butterfly and everything else, and I cut out the middle, and then I cut it out, and then I glued it, used Elmer's glue, and I glued it onto some cardboard and everything that I had some lying around. So then I glued it, made sure it was all nice and fastened down to the cardboard and everything else and all. And then once that was, unfortunately, I did not wait for it to dry. That's the thing I would actually ask you guys to do. And you guys don't have to use resin like I did for this and everything, but you guys can just do it as is. What I did is I glued it down. I took globs of glue. I put it, basically took the cardboard, put the globs of glue on there. I massaged it into the cardboard with my finger, and then I laid down the printout as is, and then I cut out, and then I cutted it out Anyway, I basically took the blob of glue, massaged it, and made sure to put all evenly across there, because if you do it with your finger like this, it's even. However, only do it with Elmer's glue. Only do it with Elmer's glue with others. Do not do that with resin. Resin is very dangerous if you touch it by hand. You do not do that with resin. You use a toothpick or a paintbrush, like which is what I did. So anyway, I basically took the thing and I glued it down, and then I took Elmer's glue because I was concerned about the resin, like, absorbing into the paper and everything else and all. So I took Elmer's glue and I went over the top of it and everything else to kind of glue it like a gloss. And unfortunately, I did not let that dry completely and everything, so that was a problem for me, that I think messed up the UV resin and everything. But anyway, that's not important. So then I took the UV resin, and then I took a paintbrush, everything that had already been damaged by resin and everything before, and I cleaned it off with a paper towel and everything. Sorry, not paper towel, a diaper wipe. I took a diaper wipe, everything, cleaned it, and then I took and I brushed it all over here and everything else and all, and then I brushed UV resin on this, and then I put it under a UV lamp, and I did that about 5 times. But unfortunately, it still was tacky after I got done with it and everything, and I don't know why that was, but I had a UV lamp that my mom got me that's, like, for nails and stuff. It's, like, a small one that you use for, like, nails and stuff, for, like, I begged her to get it for me for Christmas. However, it's one of the small ones that's, like, for a single hand, so unfortunately, I am going to have to eventually buy a bigger UV resin lamp, and I'm going to have a bigger lamp than that for my future projects. But anyway, I did that, and that didn't work. They were still kind of tacky. All of them were still kind of tacky after that and everything. I touched them, and they still kind of, like, had a stickiness to them and everything. So they weren't cured. So what I did is I basically brought them inside, put them off to the side where nobody was going to touch them and everything else and all. And hopefully nobody's going to breathe them in. And then the very next day, Mom woke me up at 10 o'clock. I basically grabbed them, and I put them out there in the sun, and they cured on their own like that. And so I put them out there in the sun for a couple hours, on the banister in the sun for a couple hours, and then they felt like they cured. And then when I got done with that, I took and I painted the back of the cardboard and everything else and all. I painted it black, and then I went over silver paint that I had. Again, you don't have to do that. That's just, like, my mom has a problem with if things ain't done in the back. She has a, like, pet peeve. If things ain't done in the back, then she doesn't think it's done at all. So that's a pet peeve that she has and everything. It's like, if it's not done and it's not colored in the back, then it doesn't look like it's a finished piece. And I'm like, all right. And also, I wanted to make it look more like it's professionally done. So, anyway, I did it with silver with this one. And then with this one, I did gold. And I kind of liked how the black kind of shone through the gold. So, I kind of brushed black on this one particularly to give it more of, like, a damaged gold look and everything else and all. So, as you can see. And then eventually, I let that dry. I definitely let that dry. And then after that, I took more of the resins, thin layer resin, and a paintbrush that, again, the same one that was already damaged. And I took masking tape, wrapped around that particular paintbrush, and labeled resin. That way I knew that that was the paintbrush that I always use for resin, and I don't use my other paintbrushes and don't get it mixed up. And I brushed down both sides of it, and then I just let it out in the sun, and I cured it, and I basically just let it out in the sun all day. And whenever the sun moved, I went out there, and I put it in a different spot on the sun, and just basically let it cure the whole day. I could not tell you how long it cured. I just let it cure the whole day. So basically the whole day it was curing. And I'm about to get into the other one. So unfortunately, I did not record that. In the next video or in later videos, eventually I will record it. I just don't know how to record it with my camera, and I did not catch it in action. So unfortunately, because it was literally yesterday in the evening and everything, and I was rushing to make sure I got it all taken care of, and I only watched videos of what thing. I didn't know what I was doing because I was rushing. Anyway, in the next future video, eventually I will show you guys how to apply resin using a paintbrush and how to do that from what I've learned. Also, I'm not a professional. Understand that I'm just doing this from what I watched online and what little safety steps I know how to do. And I did use a mask. I did not use gloves, unfortunately, because I didn't have any, but I was very careful. I used a toothpick, and I used the paintbrush, and that was it, and I just gently nudged it into place. So anyway, we're getting into it. That's enough with this planning. So anyway, we got our pieces right here. We got our butterfly things, and the thing I want to show you and everything is how to put, like, basically put an earring clip. So basically, you got your earring clip and all, and then you got your little round link, and then I got a chain right here. The chain right here is gold. This is stuff that my mom gave me and everything and all. She let me borrow and everything else and all. However, if you guys like this kind of stuff, then there's literally some kits at Dollar Tree you can just grab and everything else and all that have like the links that have the actual thing. This actually came from Dollar Tree, and the chain was just something that my mom had. She had like a big chain of it. You guys don't have to put the chain on there. I just thought it looked cool and everything else and all. As you can see, it looks really cool to have the chain dangling from behind the earring. Also, make sure you got the earring on the right thing, the way it goes inside the right ear. Now, particular, this is going to probably go on her left ear. Particular is probably going to go on her left ear, so it's going to be like that. So she's going to go in her ear like that, and it's going to dingle down from like that. And then eventually, I also took like a little bead because I thought it was like cute with a little bead. So I took a little bead, and I with the flat end, and I did like that, and I curled it up. So anyway, that's what I'm going to show you guys today. I'm going to show you how to take these, and I'm going to show you guys how to attach them really quickly. So this is the finished product for my sister's earrings. And for the Monarch, I'm going to go ahead with the Monarch first because these are for my mom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and this one. I'm going to do it like this or like this. And I'm going to basically... Also, another thing I did before I even resined it and everything else and all is I took a steak knife and everything, and before I even put resin or anything on it, I basically made a hole right here. I basically went around the hole and like did like this with the thing, made sure it was right there towards the entrance. But one of these actually had like a little break because I did it too wrong. Yeah, this one has a little break. You can kind of see that. Or like right here, it kind of looks like it came. See, I didn't worry about that because I knew I was going to put resin on it and resin thing. But what you have to do is easier on yourself is to make sure you have like, especially if you don't have like a really awl or something to put the hole in. You're really gonna need that security of having a hole already made before you do that. And now I'm just trying to see which one of these would look good with each other. I'm also trying to make sure it's like, do I want it like this? Do I want it like that? I want the front one to really stand out. So I'm also trying to figure out, like, do I want to loop both of them together or what? I think I'll probably go put them on different loops and then do the necklace that way. Anyway, let's get into it because, you know, time constraints. So anyway, now this is my first time doing something like this, so if I screw up, I'm sorry, you guys. I've done jewelry a couple times before and everything else, but I've never done jewelry on camera. That's what I mean by that. So I'm going to take some links and I'm going to get them out. 2 links. And thankfully these are already spread apart, so I don't have to worry about that. But what I would regularly do is grab this. Let me see if I can do it on the camera real quick. Grab this, and you want to grab the end of it with your pliers, and then you want to twist it to the side like this, so that they're linked up like this. But we're opening it, which means you put it, basically you grab the tip of it, and you move it side to side. You don't pull it open, you move it side to side. I just got to figure out, do I want it like this or do I want it like this? Like, which would look better? Like, this looks pretty cool on its own, but the thing I'm concerned about is the other one. This is not the way I would do it, but let's see like that. See, that looks pretty cool, but again, I'm not sure. Do I put it on the same loop and let them cling together, or do I not do that? Like, it's about what looks good, basically. So I'm going to take another loop, and I'm going to put it on this one. I'm going to see if that works. Come on, loops, get out of there. I'm going to slip it around the back like this. I'm going to close it, and we'll see if that works. Sometimes you can just do it like this, where it just closes on its own, especially if you're just testing it, and then slip it on. This particular earring and everything and all has like a thing right here where you just slip it on. So that's what I'm doing right now. So let's just slip it on the first one. I think that just might do it. We'll see. Let's close it. That way they don't escape. I kind of like that, but it doesn't look as good as I want. So we're definitely going to put them both on the same ringer. So we're going to open this back up. Going to remove it. Going to remove the little... Thank you. That was my mom coming in here to bring me a little dinner. She had an extra chicken breast and put it on a plate for me, so that's what the noise was. Sorry about that, you guys. Just my mom being nice. Okay, let's slip this into right here. And this is why I'm also making her an earring, because I want her to have something nice for Easter. I think this will work. This will work fine. So you got the thing right here, and then you got the butterfly bracelet like this. This will work better because I want the front bracelet to be like this, but also I want it to kind of like jingle around. So that'll be great. And also flip around. So the actual butterfly earring will look just like this, and it'll look pretty, and it'll be simple. And that way when she flips it around her ear... I think I might have accidentally put it in backwards. Crap. Because what you got to do is you got to envision like this is going to be the ear. She's going to slip it on like this. And then whatever, when it dingles down, it's going to look a certain way. So we're going to quickly change that. Thankfully, with these earrings, we can change that pretty quickly. So there. So now when it goes into her ear, it's going to go like this. So just do that to one. And then we'll do that to the other real quick. Come on, in you go, in you go. Come on, don't be stubborn. Only got so much line on a timer. Anyway, basically that's what I did with the other one. I just attached a chain to it, so... And this is what happens when you rust. You screw up a little bit. And there you go, another earring. So my mom's earrings are now done, and basically the only thing you have left to do on this one is basically just do the same thing. You take and attach it to the actual cardboard. You take a loop, you attach it to the actual cardboard, and then at the back you're going to take your chain and you're going to attach a loop to it, and then you're going to take the loop, and you're going to do like this. And then at this, what you're going to do is you're going to take a tiny little thing, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. I'm just going to grab one from out here. What you're going to do is you're going to grab one of these, and it has a tip on it and everything else. Now you're going to take one of these tips, you're going to insert the bead into it like this, and then you're going to bend this right here, and then hopefully if you have another one, you're going to take this, instead of like doing it like this, sorry, I can't really do this well, you're going to take the wire and you're going to bend it around. You're going to put it all the way around the thing. And that's it. That's basically what you got. So, I hope you guys like it. I'm sorry this is too fast, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe and like it.